Hello, I'm Kads, and welcome to today's video. So the day has finally come. It's the last day of the current hero's path, the Path of the Lost. We have done enough dungeon divers to get ourselves 2 sacreds worth of credit here, as we can see. And yes, we are going to be pulling our shards. And yes, I am going for Balar the Lost, just the champion. I don't necessarily care about the soul. That's something I could purchase later with soul coins or I guess hope to get from soul stones if need be. But I don't really think that's going to help me in the near term. I'm not really looking for that. So the champion to me is more important. So yes, all in, as the title suggests, all in for Balar the Lost. So I broke this down in my free-to-play review of the Path of the Lost, but essentially each sacred is going to be worth 4,500 points. So you can see here we have just over 9,000 points, i.e. we've effectively earned 2 sacreds worth of points, and it will cost a total of 20 sacreds to get all the way down to the champion by going for the key on the right-hand side. And of course we get the legendary tome along the way. But the takeaway here is that we will have to pull 18 sacreds, not 20, so slightly less, to get all the way out to the champion. So with that in mind, let's hop over to the portal and take a look at the overall shard count on my account at this moment. 667 on the ancients, 240 on the voids, 39 on the primals, and 54 on the sacreds, which of course we'll be dipping into massively today. So for those of you who say I never ever pull my shards, today is the day that you're going to see me rip probably the most I have pulled. Actually, no, I do know this. The most I have pulled in probably 2 years at this point, because they haven't done a guaranteed for a champion I actually cared about for a long time, I guess since 2023, which is kind of crazy to say, but that's just the nature of the beast. Also, they've offered a lot of them with soul stones, and it's just harder to get soul stones and use them effectively compared to using shards. So I prefer guaranteed to be shard exclusively, but nonetheless, it is the climate that we live in. But for anyone wondering, why on earth do I even care about Balar the Lost? Or at least fans of the channel will know. But I have long wanted, ever since I started playing the game, to build a Poison Explosion team. In this case, or in the modern era, it would only be for Dragon, but I'm so far in the end game that at this point, having one champion who could speed up one area of the game is still of great value to me. That's just kind of a perk of being in the end game. I'm well beyond the point of looking for just generically useful champions. I have enough of those to fill the bus. And so yeah, getting one specific champion that will help in one specific area to speed it up by 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds every single time I have to run it forever is a huge boon to me. But yeah, Poison Explosion is something I've always wanted. It used to be a little bit more relevant or prevalent in some of the normal mode dungeons in terms of the meta, but nowadays it's less common and it's basically only used in Dragon, maybe like Doom Tower speedruns as well for people who don't use Seer. But other than that, that is really the only purpose now. But nonetheless, that is something I've always wanted. He is the worst Poison Exploder of the bunch, but nonetheless, they're offering him up for air quotes free. So I'm going to get it because I don't have the other 2, and I may never get the other 2, but I can guarantee myself this one here. He also places 3 poisons on an AoE, so that's pretty strong to have that, just a poisoner in his kit. But the main juicy ability here is, of course, the AoE attack here, where he can destroy or activate all of the poisons. And yeah, so we're going to be able to, I guess, stay tuned for a video showcasing him in Dragon fairly soon. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but again, I've never had access to a Poison Explosion composition, so I'm very excited to build that team and showcase it. But yeah, in terms of Mercy, let me pop up my Mercy tracker on the screen. You can find a link to a copy of this in the description box down below if you'd like a copy of this for yourself. But this is where we are in terms of Sacred Shards. We're fresh off of Mercy. Those who will probably know if you've been following the channel recently got to Elva Autumnborn during a Progressive Chance event, so that reset our Mercy, so we're fresh off of that. So we're going to be pulling 18, which you might think that would guarantee another legendary along the way, but that is not necessarily the case. However, I do statistically speak, because there's a 1 in 16 chance, I do think that we might at least get one other legendary along the way. It would be absolutely hilarious if I got one of the other Poison Exploders along the way. Totally not jinxing it to make sure that happens. Cough, cough. But if that were to happen, that would be hilarious. But nonetheless, again, we're not expecting another legendary, but the odds are somewhat in our favor that within 18, it could be possible. We will be entering Mercy no matter what, and we might, or well, I guess not no matter what, but we will be entering Mercy if the worst RNG happens, but we will still, of course, walk away with the guaranteed champion. In terms of who I'm looking for to pop out of these shards, obviously we have the guarantee that's going to happen no matter what. There is a progression chance going on right now, but it just so happens that I have all 5 of these legendaries, so I'd rather just select nothing and hope that we get something else if it does happen to occur. And I'll just give you my top 5 for now because they've been slightly revised. Obviously, Elva comes off the list because we did get her. But number 1 is still a Poison Exploder. That will obviously change after today. Number 2 is now Glakead of the Meltwater. Number 3 is Molly Tankard. Number 4 is Martyr. And number 5 is Freya Fate Weaver. So those are the top 5. So hopefully we can see one of them. And obviously we're guaranteed to get Balar. Now, of course, this is also a non-2x event, meaning that we're going to get a decent amount of epics along the way. So any and all duplicate epics for empowerment will be useful as well. All right, so without further ado, let's dive right into the shard pools. We've got tons of space, we've got tons of cash, and hopefully we can get some pretty decent luck along the way. So at least one extra legendary along the way towards the guaranteed would be nice, but of course is not a guarantee. Pestilus, terrible epic. Starting things off pretty darn cold, but yeah, pulled hundreds of copies of him at this point, it feels like. But very underwhelming kit. He has like increased crit damage and increased something else that's just really not that useful, so not that great. Trembor, I think he's kind of a increased defense ally protection champion, but it's on a 4-turn cooldown, so it's not really that useful, unfortunately for him. I believe the number we're looking for is 36. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, legendary bonus 1, and it is an Altan. Okay, old school legendary. We did ask for one. And yeah, he used to be a staple like 4 or 5 years ago in the Demon Lord Clan boss. Decreased attack, A1, increased defense on a 3-turn cooldown for 2 turns. But yeah, he's been out of the meta for a long time, and this is, I think, my 3rd or 4th copy. So hey, we'll take it. Faction Guardian for the win, but a little bit disheartening there. But yeah, a bunch of sacreds to go. We are pulling down to, according to my math, 36 is the target. So 54 minus 18 is indeed 36. Aina, not much to say about her, but she does have weaken and decreased defense. But yes, she's not really that strong, so not much to say about her. We've definitely been getting some dud epics thus far, and the trend continues. Galcut, I guess his one claim to fame is that if you're struggling for that bomb trial in hard mode faction wars, he's kind of your only option if you don't have some of the better bombers, I guess, or War Mother in this particular faction. But yeah, he's kind of a letdown overall. But I guess he does hit hard with this ability here, but I don't think he's going to hit harder than any average nuke you have on your account. So let's keep it going here. More epics is what we expect to see. Sinesha, there we go. Finally a good one. Good in a stun set, AoE on the A1. Really solid heal there, assuming someone has some high level of HP, and then a single target lockout, which can be good. So a single target warlord-esque ability. Decent champion, but yeah, faction wars is kind of where she falls in terms of utility. Luthea, very, very terrible champion, but she does have a chance to freeze, but it's not really that great. And I think some poisons as well, but yeah, nothing great. Deacon Armstrong, there we go. There's a really solid epic. One of the best epics in the game, maybe like top 5 in terms of versatility and usability. But Leech on the A1 double hitter, AoE decreased defense, and then one of the best turn meter control abilities in the game with an extra turn, which lowers the cooldowns of his other abilities, and a speed aura to boot. Really solid champion. I don't use him as much because I am more, like I said earlier, in the end game. But nonetheless, he is still a really solid epic, especially if you're progressing. Sinesha, what we've already seen here, not much to say about her, but we'll take it. Another duplicate. I do believe my Sinesha is fully empowered, so these are, I guess, going to be food copies. Miscreated Monster, a staple of a progression spider, maybe a little bit of mid-late game spider as well, but claim to fame here is the big shield that he can get from hitting a bunch of enemies. It turns into a massive shield, and the cooldown matches the duration, so he can also be like your entry-level Scarab King type champion. So super solid champion there. I believe that is the +4 that I needed for him. Another epic, End Moonbeam. Basically, his only claim to fame is helping you get Lady Mikage. Unfortunately, he doesn't really do much more than that. Epic number, who knows at this point. Horden, infamous for one of the champions. I think he was sold in the shop for like $50 like 5 years ago, and people always talk about that. But he's basically like a relic keeper, but magic affinity. So a single target, extra turn, A1, but no one uses him, so don't feel bad if you're also not using him. Umatogi, not that great, not much to say about her. Let's keep it going. We're down to 40 sacred, so we have 4 more to go. We're keeping, I guess we're back to the string of the really bad epics. Jotun there, really nothing to say about him. I think he has HP burn in his kit, but single target HP burn, that's not really what you want to see. Pop out of your shards. Tayrell, there we go. I haven't pulled a Tayrell in a long time. He's not great anymore. He used to be kind of better, but has since kind of fallen off given the amount of other champions. Like we looked at Deacon earlier, but Deacon's attack on the A1, he does have AoE decreased defense, but it's on a 4-turn cooldown. You can't book it down to 3, which is unfortunate, but this ability can also be an AoE sleep if the targets are under Deacon's attack, and that has helped me a lot in the Curse City, and occasionally I think in hard mode faction wars as well, taking advantage of that secret aspect of that ability. And then he has a turn meter decreased by 50%. Well, that can place a stun for 2 turns, so that can be pretty handy as well if the stars align for you to fully reduce their turn meter. So not a great champion, but in niche scenarios he can be very, very useful. So I believe we have 3 sacreds to go. Yeah, 2 more after this one. Kalia, really bad epic, but I guess she has heal reduction, so if you're really struggling for heal reduction against like Amius, she can kind of do some work. 2 sacreds to go. The one more after this one, Maeve, one of the librarian sisters who takes a ton of books. I guess maybe not this one, maybe just her sister take a ton of books, but really not that useful, unfortunately. And the last sacred for the day that will guarantee us the champion. So no, we did get a bonus legendary. I can't belabor that point, but not the one we were hoping to jinx into existence. But listen, yeah, another Lady Mikage epic, but of course I have her, so that is just going to be food fodder. So that should give us, or should have given us, a ton of points if these packs will go away. But 90,000 points there, and that should be basically what we need. I believe the total for getting here is like 89,000 and something. But yeah, we have to come down the right hand side because it is the cheaper option. So we get a little bit of the rare relic materials, we get some of the epic relic materials, we get the barrel that are not that useful, we get the key, and then we can come back down the center path, come down through this. We definitely want to go on the left hand side, that would be really awkward. And then legendary tome, and then, oh, we're short. Is my math wrong? Did I do incorrect math? Okay, so I went back and checked my math in the spreadsheet, and it turns out that I did actually miss one of the 2,500 nodes here at the start. So I didn't, I single counted it instead of double counting it. So we are off by basically 2,500 points, which kind of checks out there. So unfortunately, it is a grand total of 21 sacreds that it will cost to get in. But again, that's still kind of on par with the traditional old school guaranteeds, and we did earn 2 for free with Dungeon Diver, so we do have to pull 1 more sacred, unfortunately, but nonetheless that's fine. We're prepared for this instance. So maybe the last attempt to get a legendary, no, another epic, that's no big deal. But Achak the Wanderin, pretty good duplicate to end things on. But block debuff strengthened, but primarily he's good for the AoE freeze. Granted, it's a 90% chance when booked, 95% if you get fearsome presence, but that now officially should do it. So 19 sacreds total is what we required, and now we have guaranteed ourselves the legendary champion, Balar the Lost. So the quest for a poison exploder champion has finally come to an end, and I do have one officially on my account, so that is exciting. In the meantime, though, let's double check the faction guardians. Like I said, I believe, oh, I thought it was the 4th. It is the 3rd Altan, so it is not helpful in terms of a faction guard, and that is highly unfortunate. That could have been 30 accuracy for like Armand's or something like that. That would have been really juicy, but unfortunately he's the triplet of the set. But yeah, in terms of the red dot here from the Sylvan Watchers, of course it is Balar the Lost, so he is here. My plans at the moment, I'll try him out in a couple of builds, but you do need to build him with crit rate to use this ability, or at least to place all the poison, which I do intend to use his capability for. But I'm thinking of maybe running him in a toxic set, because you can actually, or it's viable now, I think, to detonate all poisons or use this ability on the dragon himself. So we might be blowing up a bunch of poisons, and we might need to replace it a little bit with a toxic set, or I could just build him in perception, because I do need like 350 accuracy for hard modes in stage 10. So I'll play around with a couple of builds and see where that ends up. Of course, I'll let you guys know in a video or what I settle on after some testing. But yeah, he is here. That is exciting. I guess we can check him out in the champion collection to make it even more official. But boom, there we go. Like I said, I haven't done a guaranteed all-in type shard pull session in a couple of years, so it's exciting to have a kind of dove back into that realm and guaranteed ourselves a champion with some shards that I've been saving for a very long time for situations such as this. And so of course that does bring the Path of the Lost to a conclusion. So let me know in the comment section down below what you ended up going for in the path. Did you go for the champion? Did you go for the soul? Did you go for the mythical fragments, legendary tome, whatever, mythical tome, anything of the sort? Let me know what you went for in the comment section down below. And if you were also pulling some of your shards for the purposes of getting those rewards, let me know if you got anything good or better than myself in your summons. As always, if you did enjoy this video, then be sure to hit that like button down below. It really does help out the channel, and feel free to hit the subscribe button down below as well if you are enjoying the content overall on this channel for more content just like this one in the future, and hopefully not the super distant 2-year future. Hopefully they offer more desirable guaranteed champions. But nonetheless, thanks for watching and have a good one.